To see the fully uncut version of this video, head over to patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons.
What's that like to live deliciously? Chaos reigns.
Please don't scream.
Nah, Sid, don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
What's going on? My name is Jonjo Lyons, and today I'm here to present to you my review for House of the Dead. Written by these three knuckleheads and directed by Uwe Boll, House of the Dead stars... all of these. A group of college students travels to a mysterious island to attend a rave which is soon taken over by bloodthirsty zombies. How's it going, my favourite flesh eaters and light gun connoisseurs? It's time for something brand new, I think. This week we'll be checking out my very first horror video game adaptation, and wouldn't you know it, I've decided to start with the greatest horror video game adaptation of all time, House of the Dead. House of the Dead is based on the arcade light gun game of the same name, which I loved to play as a kid. I remember going to the Mega Bowl on Streatham High Road with my dad and having the best time blowing zombies away with that plastic handgun. Over the years we got sequels, with each one giving us a different model light gun, my favourite being Part 3 because it was a full-size pump-action shotgun, which was awesome. Still is. Then in 2003, we saw the release of the long-awaited movie adaptation, which I hear a lot of people don't seem to like for some reason. What the f*** is wrong with you lot? I'm just gonna come out and say it now. Not only is this the greatest video game adaptation of all time, but maybe the greatest movie of all time. The Godfather, Citizen Kane, Showgirls, all pale in comparison to this absolute masterpiece. This is the type of film so amazing it will make you tear your own genitals off and eat them. At least that's what I did the first time I saw it. Prepare yourself for the ultimate journey into the heart of darkness. But before we get into all of that, I just want to remind you, you can see this video completely uncut and early at patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons for as little as $3 a month. That's it. Want to see the uncut videos, the Patreon exclusive videos that can't be on YouTube anymore, or just join the Discord, head over there now. And as most of you may know, my short film Better Anything is currently being submitted to film festivals all over the world. Truthfully, the only reason I've been able to do that is with the support of the patrons, so if you want to see the film play in a city near you, go over there now and donate. You can even DM me and select a specific film festival you'd like me to submit it to, and if you pay for the entrance fee, I'll do it. But anyway, I'm in the mood to unload into a bunch of dead bodies. So let's not waste any more time. Get ready to witness the absolute peak of cinema! This is House of the Dead. The movie begins with the opening credits and title card when we cut to this guy, Rudy, as he gives us his best "I bet you're wondering how I got here" speech.
And now all that remains is the rotten smell of death.
Cut to clips from the actual arcade put through a filter as we get more credits played under a song which can only be described as Wish.com prodigy. Next we meet Greg and Simon, who Rudy in voiceover helpfully introduces the audience to. Greg being the goofy guy Rudy played ball with in college, and Simon being their dumb friend. Then we meet Cynthia, Greg's girlfriend, who Rudy refers to as pure eye candy, Karma, who according to the movie thinks she's Foxy Brown and has a crush on Simon, and Alicia, Rudy's ex, whose special skill was fencing, and I'm sure that won't come back up later. With all that setup done and dusted, the group heads to the pier on their way to the gathering. No, not that gathering. Unfortunately, I would pay good money to see an ICP vs Zombies movie. When they realise they've missed the last boat to the island. Cut to even more credits as we fly over to the island and join the rave, sponsored by Sega. We see this couple heading off to slap fannies when on stage we finally see Rudy chatting with this girl Liberty. There's also this guy played by Michael Eklund, who was the bomb in The Divide. I must review that one day. Cut back to Rudy's friends as they bump into first mate Salish and Captain Kirk on their boat. The group try to hitch a ride to the island, and while Kirk initially refuses, he ultimately accepts after being offered $1,000. Salish then expresses his concern about going to the island, but Kirk just brushes it off. Then boat inspecting cops try to stop them from leaving, but Simon pays the captain more to take off anyway.
Don't even think of leaving my harbor!
You too! Where the hell are you going?
Cut to the couple having some more kisses when the girl whaps her baps out so they can have a swim in what looks like horrible cold water. The boyfriend agrees with me and decides to sit on the beach as back on the boat Greg is getting seasick. Simon then offers his boy some beer which he is not up for. Even covered in vomit I still would. Honestly, she could be covered head to toe in human shit for all I care. On the beach, the girl swims as scary bubbles start to form around her when someone approaches the now sleeping boyfriend. The girl is able to make it back to shore when she discovers the boyfriend is now missing. Once again on the boat, Cynthia is cleaning the vomit off her shirt when she flashes Clint her tits.
Did you get a real good peek there, Perf?
He gives her this crucifix, telling her it'll protect her from evil spirits, as on the island the hot girl is now unfortunately dressed, looking for her boyfriend while being stalked by something. She finds this tiny little gap which I refuse to believe is the titular House of the Dead, seeing as the original house looked like this, then goes inside, allowing the door to slam behind her. Now, I'm not quite sure why she just assumed the boyfriend was going to be in here, but she does actually find him.
Matt? Matt?
Looking a little worse for wear. Poor girlfriend. Thank you for everything that you did in this movie up until this point. You will be missed. And yes, the movie does make the surprising choice to use gameplay footage from the original game as an editing transition at certain points, which I think is cool. You don't think it's cool? I think it's pretty cool. Name one other movie that's done that. Cut to the boat cops as we get an 80-yard line about keeping their distance from Kirk so they can see where he's going, and then to this random couple getting attacked by a zombie.
Did you hear that?
With it cutting away before we see anything, which is good. It builds tension. Back with the main group, they finally arrive at the island when we get another line from the boat cops.
I know where they're docking. Drop me off on the other side of the island.
You want me to radio for backup?
Nah. I think I can handle Victor myself.
Hold on. Why? Can't you just roll up on them now? Why do you need to go to the other side of the island? Also, how big is this island? I'm sure there's a logical reason as to why she decides to do that. It's just not clear right now. But will become clear, I assume. Anyway, Kirk drops the cast off on the island and they go in search of the rave. On the way, they cross this spooky bridge as back with Kirk, Salish says a storm is coming. Kirk says their main concern is getting rid of the illegal shit they have on the boat, and they continue as we cut to night. Here, the teens that look 30 arrive at the rave to find it abandoned. The only one who seems bothered about this is Alicia, who asks what's going on when we cut back to Salish where it's raining. Is this sometime later? He unloads another mysterious box as we cut back to the teens and it's not raining? What the f*** is going on here? Alicia says she's going to go and find where everyone went with Simon and Karma as the other two decide to stay behind. Cut to Salish in the bushes hiding his box when we see some zombie shuffles. And poor Salish meets his untimely end.
Hello, Cleveland!
That's 2 bloodless kills now, movie. Yeah? Can we not make this a habit? Okay? You got this. Show us the goods. Back with Greg and Cynthia, they're about to bang when Greg decides he needs a piss. He runs off to do that as we video game cut to the others walking through the woods as the zombies hunt them. Cut to Kirk on the boat where it's raining again. He calls out to Salish but doesn't get a response, so draws for a pistol and lights up. Meanwhile, Cynthia is starting to get lonely, but lucky for her, the zombies want a piece of that ass.
Come on, baby.
Stop cutting away from the... Please, movie. I'm on your side. Just stop cutting away from the murders. Our other group then make it to the shed of the dead as this stitchy watches on. They then head inside when camera guy from earlier takes a swing at them and Rudy jumps in asking Alicia why she's here. Everyone demands to know what's going on when Rudy shows them camera guy's tape.
Sorry, I have a lot of footage.
Nice. I love your work, camera guy. Whose name is Hugh, by the way. But that won't matter in a couple of minutes.
These things came and they attacked the Wraith, started killing everybody.
Oof, that didn't look great, did it? Still though, what they're trying to...
These things, they just kept coming and coming.
We also get a name drop of George Romero here as the survivors say their attackers were the living dead. Alicia of course doesn't believe this, but everyone does agree they should get the f*** out of there, so saddle up to go back for Greg and Cynthia. Cut back to the boat as zombies swim toward it and then to the survivors.
So, you came with that girl? Let me just give you a tip. I don't think she's a natural red, white, and blue.
Okay, interesting comment from our hero there. The couple bicker when Alicia goes back to Simon and zombies leap through the darkness. They then arrive back at the rave and open up a porta potty, finding Greg inside now covered in shit. Everyone laughs at him when Greg asks where Cynthia is.
We gotta go find her.
No, not Michael Eklund! I promise I will cover the divide in your memory, my friend.
Where did that come from?
No, not Cynthia! I know she was dead, but I bet that was still good to go!
No, what?
Such a waste. Boat cop Casper asks what that thing was, and honestly, Karma seems like she's the only person who's mildly upset.
Did you see her face? Oh my god! It's horrible!
I mean, look at Greg's face. He was super worried 2 seconds ago, and now he just looks mildly irritated.
What happened to her?
Cut! Okay, Greg, that was good, but let's try it again. This time with some emotion, you know? Try to act how you think a human being would act in this moment.
What happened to her?
Alright, f*** it. Cut! Moving on! Casper then tries to call her partner but can't get through. She asks how they all got there and Alicia tells her about Kirk's boat, the boat she already saw them on earlier, and tells them to take her to him.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Jesus Christ, Greg, give me something! You sound like a spoiled kid who just got told to turn his PlayStation off! Back at Kirk's boat, we see a zombie swimming when another climbs up and catches a bullet to the chest, which apparently kills it. More then come aboard and Kirk deals with them pretty easily. Back with the group, Alicia decides to catch feelings about Cynthia's death as Stitchy McStitcherson watches on in what I'm assuming is a reused shot from earlier. They then get to the foggy bridge where they're attacked by swamp zombies and Rudy hurts his hand. According to IMDb, this scene was added because the actor playing Rudy severely burnt his hand in another scene. Now they can explain why the character would have his hand bandaged up for the rest of the film. For a film that already had it raining on a boat, but not at the rave, I don't think it would have been that much of an issue. Honestly, at this point, you could have switched out actors and I wouldn't have given a shit. Anyway, everyone runs into the woods as zombies give chase, eventually making it to shore. They call out to Kirk, but don't see him, instead clocking zombies on board. Simon doesn't notice this, unfortunately, and jumps into the water as the zombies do the same. He then sees the zombies and turns back as Casper helps him out from the pier. We see Liberty trying to go in after him when a zombie tries to drown Simon, but ends up being taken out by the baddest motherfucker on the island, Kirk. Rudy then takes this out as sweet baby angel Liberty is attacked and starts fighting for her life. Kirk takes more of the dead out as Liberty is jumped for the second time, and instead of trying to eat her, the zombie instead tries to drown her. Okay. But don't worry, Liberty fans, Kirk is on the case. Yes! Head explosions! I f***ing love a head explosion. We then find out Karma apparently knows Kung Fu and Kirk gets bitten before shooting the zombie in the head. With everything now chill, Simon decides to kick a downed zombie and catches some acid vomit to the face for his effort. Rudy then tends to Kirk's bite wound as Casper says she's going to go back to her boat and call for help, which we know she can't do because she already tried and the radios don't work. She takes Greg with her as the others try to figure out what the f*** is going on.
There gotta be some kind of mutation.
Yeah, from what? The shrinking ozone? What, too little sunscreen? Rudy, give me a break. These are zombies, pure and simple.
You know, it's a testament to the commitment of the actors on set that they were able to deliver lines such as that with a straight face. I genuinely love this movie. Kirk then tells them the old wives' tale Salish was afraid of earlier.
There was once some crazy Spanish padre. He was banished from Spain hundreds of years ago.
He was banished from Spain for ungodly experiments, murdered the crew, and then enslaved the natives of the island they're currently on. Now when he unlucky enough to set foot on the island, disappears. That's all well and good, but I've got one question. How the did we go from this to this? Cut to Casper and Greg when they're attacked and Greg takes off. He tries to shoot his pursuers, but apparently his gun only had 2 bullets in it, so he dumps it and hides. The zombies then bugger off, but Greg then steps on a branch and they immediately reappear. Greg starts running again when we get this interesting shot. Did you see it? One more time. Yep, in the bottom of the shot there, we can see the launch pad sending the zombie into the air. Magical. Anyway, then Greg dies. Oh yeah, the spinning death animation. Such a cool choice. Shut up! Cut to Casper finding the gun but no body, then to the others as they debate where to go next.
What about that house?
Shed. It's a large shed, Liberty. Simon worries about how they're going to defend themselves with no weapons when Kirk shows us what he's been hiding in his boxes. Cigars. Oh, I thought they were going to be guns. Casper then somehow finds the group and gives them the good news. Boat destroyed, partner dead, and Greg also dead. It's then Kirk stops edging us and reveals the box is actually full of guns. The toys are handed out and they all agree to head to the dead shed and we get an epic loading up montage. Huh, more of a somber loading up montage then. Okay, the calm before the storm. Cut to the gang getting to the shed to see it surrounded by the undead. And here is where we get the most ridiculous, most amazing zombie versus human fights ever committed to film. Where we get more of those spinning shots with the actors looking completely dead inside. Another exploding head. One of the greatest songs ever written. And this happens. How in the ever-loving can you look at that and not call this the greatest movie ever made? I'm not even being sarcastic, the entire sequence is phenomenal! Also, Karma lands a collateral shot. As this seemingly unending wave of zombies continues to flood the heroes, Simon falls over and Liberty gives us the best spinning shot of the film. Casper then screams at them to get in the house, which is actually a shed, and they discover the door is suddenly locked. And that's when the best character in the film, my darling beautiful Liberty, is taken down by the zombies. Well, everyone just sort of stands around and does nothing. Hang on. Is there something wrong with the DVD? Dear God, that was an actual editing choice. Well, it's certainly unique. Casper then shoots her partner, who just sort of stands there, and we also find out his name was MacGyver's, which is funny. She's then nearly taken out, but is saved by Rudy and gets a face full of blood. Rudy then finds a window and jumps through, but unfortunately our dear Casper isn't quick enough.
Hurry!
Oh sh! She's had both her legs off! Now she'll never be a stripper. I'm sure no-leg strippers do exist. I'm gonna have to do some research. Rudy thanks Casper for saving them as the others continue to fight for their lives outside. He then opens the door and they get in the shed before dragging the overrun Kirk inside with them. They dump the captain on the table and try to tend to his wounds as the others look around. Also in this scene, Simon lights a candle with this tiny little flaming stick, and I don't know why, I just think it's really cute. Then he gets all pissy about his f***ed up face and storms off. Karma joins him and tries to reassure Simon that he's not a freak now. They have a little kiss as Rudy and Alicia watch the zombies dragging the dead bodies away. Then Rudy has a little cry about not being able to save Casper and tries to storm off, but this just ends up in them two kissing. Rudy vows he'll get them out of there when Karma says Kirk is getting worse. They head to the main room and Rudy checks on Kirk as the others check their guns and Alicia looks at some book. Kirk then tells Rudy to take the others and find another safe place to hold up as Alicia says the book is a shipping log that confirms the story Kirk told earlier is true. Rudy gives Kirk a gun and bids him farewell as we cut to the survivors entering this room. Here they find a locked door which Rudy easily kicks through, finding a zombie laboratory inside. They take a look around, finding all sorts of fun squishy stuff when Alicia directs Rudy's attention to this microscope.
It's blood.
Is blood?
Yeah, but it's not human though.
Mutated bloods. Cool. Also, Rudy, I'm starting a business where we use the waste materials left over after abortions and use them to make fleshlights. What do you think?
It's f***ing genius.
Aw, thanks man. We're calling the business Want Not, Waste Not. Because they didn't want it, and we ain't gonna waste it. Cut back to Kirk as he hears Salish whistling outside. He crawls over to the door and stupidly opens it up, finding Salish is of course a zombie. Kirk shoots him and Rudy hears the shot, running to save his new best buddy. It seems Salish is still alive, and seeing his friend in this state lets Kirk know what his ultimate fate will be. And this leads to Kirk doing this.
See you on Hell, boys.
Everybody get down!
Hey, Kirk, you arsehole. How about walking 20 feet away before doing that and not destroying our only line of defense? Now completely they run back to the barrel room and discover they're all filled with gunpowder. Rudy and Alicia then go to the lab to try and figure something out. I'll be honest with you, that one actually got me. Karma then runs in and shoots the scariest thing in the movie, causing the zombies to be reanimated with the blood it was swimming in. The heroes then try to barricade the zombies in the lab when Karma discovers an underground passage. Rudy calls for Simon, but he's busy getting a head massage, so instead decides to sacrifice himself. Hey, Simon, mate, shoot the zombie that's grabbing you. Never mind. Wait a second. That looks like the front door, right? But that door was just destroyed. Was it another door? Why show us another random door we've never seen before? This is what I meant earlier about the continuity with the hand. Honestly, who gives a f***? And with that, the shed of the dead is no more, and our surviving three heroes head deeper into the tunnels, hoping to get to the beach. They take out a bunch of zombies on the way when Karma needlessly decides to sacrifice herself and immediately gets munched.
Get out of here! Hurry! Hurry!
Greg then turns up looking pretty suave and guides them through this gate into a party room. Well, at least Greg's okay.
Alicia, get away from me. That's not Greg! Get away!
What was the point of that ruse? He had the face on for barely 30 seconds. Anyway, zombies rush in and hold Rudy down.
Your body parts, they will serve me well for a long time.
You're talking about his aren't you, Stitch face? Basically, it turns out Stitchy McStitcherson is the from the boat and has been experimenting with all this zombie nonsense to make himself immortal. We get another sepia-tone flashback of him working on the CGI blood, then being hung, which he survives, then a bunch of zombies standing up and helping him sew an arm onto her head. Stitch then gets in Alicia's face and compliments her skin.
I just want your flesh.
He then licks Alicia's ear when Rudy breaks free and she stabs the Stitch Man. They then fight their way out, leaving the zombie horde with a grenade. Our surviving lovebirds then go to walk away when the Stitchmeister comes back and starts an epic sword fight. I don't know about you, but this movie is starting to make me feel dizzy. Unfortunately, Rudy is quickly knocked out, but Alicia manages to hold her own because she's good at fencing. Remember that detail they dropped at the start of the movie? It's a good movie. Rudy then wakes up just in time to see Alicia get stabbed between her two sumptuous breasticles. Oh boy, Richie ain't having that shit. You know he's mostly pissed because they were 100% gonna slap fannies when they got home. The body then starts strangling Rudy when Alicia comes back to life long enough to stomp on the stitchy head.
Game over.
Then she actually dies. And seems to rather enjoy it. Cut to a helicopter landing as out steps a bunch of AMS guys, which is actually in the game. Also, this fella calls his mate G, who is an agent from the game. Anyway, they rescue Rudy and Alicia, who is still alive, which is great news. And that's when we get this reveal.
You got a last name? Curian.
You see, because Curian is the bad guy in the games. It's his House of the Dead. So this is a prequel, and Rudy's gonna turn evil. Oh, and we also find out that Alicia was actually dead, but he brought her back using the mutated blood, suggesting she'll be the catalyst for the massive house of horrors Curian is yet to build. Whatever. And that's when this absolute banger of a movie comes to an end.
Is this the end? Or only the beginning?
The end! Well, I literally have no idea how any of you out there could hate on this. It's not perfect, but f me is it a lot of fun. House of the Dead is infamous among horror fans and video game fans alike for being one of the worst adaptations ever shot out into cinemas, but I'm gonna have to disagree. I think it's a highly entertaining piece of action horror that is admittedly pretty rough around the edges, but a fun time all the same. The story is simple enough, with a group of friends heading to a rave only to find themselves embroiled in a crazy doctor's zombie shenanigans. Then at the end we find out it's actually a secret prequel to the games, meaning all the shit you've been complaining about story-wise up until that point gets a pass. I think the prequel reveal does end up saving the film, especially when it comes to the Shed of the Dead, so I don't have any problems here. Sega sponsoring the rave didn't even bother me. Onto the characters, and yeah, the performances in this one aren't exactly Oscar worthy. The fellas playing Kirk and Stitchface are probably the best in the film, with Rudy being my biggest disappointment. He's played by Jonathan Cherry, who in the same year was amazing as the stoner in Final Destination 2, so I'm not sure what happened here. Other than those three, everyone else is just super bland. I suppose Karma gives it her best shot, and Liberty had a good physical performance, but that's about it. Onto the gore, and thank Christ this movie came through eventually. We get multiple off-camera deaths in a row, and I was terrified that was going to be it for the duration. But when the guns came out, things got a lot more violent. We get head explosions, nasty bites, torn off legs, and more blood squibs than I could count. Oh, and a lovely head squish to finish things off. As always, I would have preferred more carnage, but for a film that presented itself early on as being bloodless, I was pleasantly surprised. Next is production, and gee willikers, this is where things get tough. There are multiple mistakes in this film, like the aforementioned zombie launching ramp and many continuity errors. I still can't get over the rain being on the boat but not at the rave. Then there's the editing, which is incredible. The weird flashback Rudy experiences when Liberty dies was mental, and the video game transitions were a borderline insane choice. Also, Uwe used the out of that camera that spins around the actors. But at least the filmmakers were going for something different. Whether that was the right choice is another matter entirely. Personally, I think it's charming. In the end, House of the Dead is a bit of a disaster, but a disaster I quite like. It's got action, boobs and blood, which is everything you need to make an action horror movie of this level. Sure, it might not be scary or tell the story of the first game as many wanted, but I think it's great for what it is. Super fun, badly made trash for teenagers. It might not be the best movie ever made, but it is nowhere near the worst. Watch it and try to disagree with me. So that was my review for House of the Dead. What do you lot think? Yeah, alright, it's not a great movie, or even a good movie, some might say, but I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. It has everything a 12-year-old boy could ask for, and seeing as that was the age my brain stopped developing, it's perfect. And all jokes aside, I really do mean it when I say that middle fight scene is f***ing amazing. Speaking of which, if you want to see multiple head explosions completely uncut and early, head over to patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons. There you can find the uncut version of this review, plus others with more stuff being added every single week. We got the uncut reviews, Patreon exclusive reviews, the comic breakdowns, and the Discord. And all that can be yours for as little as $3 a month. You can pledge more, I really appreciate it, as I need that money to send Better Anything to film festivals all over the world. I'm super proud of the film we made and want to get it in front of as many audiences as possible and hopefully meet somebody who wants to invest in the next one. So yeah, $3 a month or anything you can do would be massively, massively appreciated. Thank you. So that's it for another week. Like the video, leave a comment and click subscribe if you haven't already. My name's Jonjo Lyons and I'm off to find me some legless porn. I mean, sure, they might not be the fastest runners in the world, but I bet you that upper body strength is kicking. Like that will damn near rip your off. Sounds like fun. See you next time.